Hey guys, this is day 4 of our Foenix adventure in China. I don't know if you know it, we have actually skipped 4 days due to the fact that our iPad broke, but we'll explain that.
Technical difficulties.
The technical difficulties. But yeah, so we arrived here on Tuesday, and when we got here, it was an incredible experience. Like what you can say is that we rocked up. We had, first of all, we had no idea what our hotel was gonna look like. Like when we came, we were like, we booked it online, but does it really even exist? So Tuesday we arrived at the hotel that was existing, which is a good start. And then we're like, okay, maybe what's the room gonna be like? We rocked up. Room was great, and overall we can say the hotel was great. Don't you think?
Yeah, no, it is. I think considering like how we pulled it off, it was really good. So I think the biggest shock that we had was
then we decided to walk on the streets.
The weather,
yeah.
After arriving, the weather was crazy. Like coming from Shanghai, which is up further north, and then coming down south to Guangzhou was like we boarded the plane wearing like pants, hoodies. We were covered up, and then we get here and it's summer. It's just like summer back home.
Yeah, the temperature it's very hot. And so yeah, we got here, and then after we saw the hotel, we decided it was 3 o'clock. We hadn't planned for any itinerary for that day, so we wanted to go out. So we decided to walk around.
It felt pretty adventurous.
The streets of not the streets of Guangzhou, it was the streets of Yongtai, and we were walking around, and we say that we experienced like a few things that were pretty surreal. Like we walk around the streets, and you can tell like they just don't care much about, I guess, cleanliness, and as you can see on the videos, they just let it go.
I think it was just, especially for me, like this being the first time I've really left Australia, like anywhere drastically different, like seeing what the living standards are like in other places around the world. That was the biggest shock. And I think like we decided to not only just walk around like the street, but we went deep into like side streets, and just to see like what life in Guangzhou, China was really like. And I think it was just incredible. Like we'd see like just, I don't know, I think the stench was
yeah, first of all, it was the stench. We went up, I nearly vomited in the streets. It was disgusting. And then we experienced the fresh food market, and like I'm not a vegetarian, but the stuff we saw there was pretty different. Like we have a video of that as well.
There was no refrigeration. Like nothing was kept like in ice or at any sort of temperature. There was no sort of like control on anything. It was just a free for all. Like you I don't know. You hear about things like this, but then it's something completely else to actually see it and be there.
So we were walking around, and we experienced a lot of differences in terms of like their smell, the way they prepare food, and the side streets, and the way it was like Parkland markets on the streets, pretty much. Is that we saw everyone has their little stores along the streets, and you can hassle and bargain with everyone.
Another thing that we've noticed that was really different was also all the shops here. They remain open for a long time. I think some open at around 8 and they won't close to 10, 11. So it shows like how people are doing it tough. So they're willing to work these long hours just to make that money.
Yeah. So they work hard. They do work incredibly hard here.
So I think the way that it panned out, we booked the hotel based around like the factories where we were staying. So it wasn't really, this area where we're staying isn't really a very touristic area.
No, we stand out.
So we walk around and we're immediately like the aliens, like we stick out like a sore thumb. Like,
that's true.
So we walk around, and I think everyone just looks at us in awe, like, what are you doing here?
But that brings us, I guess, to the iPad, and we thought everything can be done in China. Like not only are we trying to do clothes, but we thought we could get everything fixed in China. So we decided to give over our iPad and our iPhone.
I think we were very, very, very naive.
To a sort of side store in the main strip, and he said, "Yes, I can fix it." And he quoted us.
I think that's what we gathered. We didn't really
Yeah,
we didn't really understand what he said, but we just sort of hoped for the best and just left him with it. Don't say fuzzy.
And then
Yeah.
yeah, well, I won't. It was cheaper. You can say that. It was pretty cheaper.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we gave it over, and that's what I guess why we didn't have the iPad for day 3 and 4. But
I think that's a story in itself.
That's a story in itself. We'll get to that after. But we enjoyed seeing the streets, seeing the culture we're in, and yeah, we're glad to be in Guangzhou and ready to start the business the next day. Stay tuned.